Trying to get this tabletop. I spent a half hour. I'm one tabletop short. Problem is ordering. It's 120 with the discount. Don't know if the discount's still on or not. £12 post and packaging. But I've got two tabletops here now. I need one tabletop to do a tabletop job across here. The other one was meant for plinths and everything else. But I'm doing the uprights now. We're using the tabletop. I'm trying to ration out. I'm trying to get everything out of this. I'm trying to get two tabletops worth of stuff out of this one. And what I've worked out, if I do one side panel, one full side panel, which will go next to the dishwasher, this bit I've got left in, the 2/3, I'm going to slice that down 5.5 inches twice. That'll do the keyboard for over there. Before I do anything, I need to cut off 1 centimetre the whole entire length of that panel, 1 centimetre, and cut off 1 centimetre of that one, and that'll do the wee bit for the backsplash. It's not going to be a backsplash, it's just stops you hitting the wall. There's not much splash in my kitchen because I don't do nothing, don't cook nothing. So 1 centimetre, I have to cut off the whole length. And as I get the third wee strip to do the keyboard for over here, and it's not leaving much for this side here, so I might have to piece this side, but you don't see it. As long as I've got enough of wood to be visually shown at the front, I want a piece of wood here and a piece of wood over there. So I'll tell you what, there ain't gonna be no wastage of this piece of wood. And I've been thinking this last hour how to cut it up, but there's gonna be no wastage of that wood. Ideally I would have had a third piece, but so that's why the sawknow's lying there. First cut marked. Measure 3 times, cut once. And a lot of times in DIY, you spend a lot of time working out how to cut a piece of wood before you actually make the cut. It's not to say it's 2 weeks delivery to get one of these pieces of wood. I'm not 100% sure how far I should overhang. It's too much overhanging. I checked my other kitchen, it's overhanging more than I thought. So if I cut off 1 centimetre there, and I'll put that along the back wall. It's just a pity it's rounded off the edge. But when I cut it, we'll see what kind. I'll use the back edge to cut off. I'll keep that front edge to the front. But you don't want rounded off corners where the wood meets wood down here. So we're cutting that off there, that goes there, that's okay. Cutting this off here. The tabletop underneath still wrapped up. That's the one that's going across here, you see. Also, the upright will come off that as well. It's complicated, this, I'll tell you. So there will be a wee bit of offcut of this one that goes along here, but it ain't big enough for a side piece. Just a few more measurements. Doesn't matter what job you do, there's always problems. This saw is years old. Couldn't find the wee guide. Found the guide of another saw. Doesn't belong to this one. It's a wee bit on the loose side, but it just about does. But that's her set at her minimum. Can't go any smaller than that with this saw. The saw is meant for is a wee one, and it would have went a lot closer. That leaves me with a minimum amount I can cut off is this here, off the front. It just about gets away with. The tabletops come too big because people's walls aren't always straight. You see how far that's overhanging there, like. It's not practical getting the drawers. The handle's up here, so out far too far. But you don't want it too thin that by the time you cut out your hob, there's no tabletop left. So the minimum that sits at, this wee scrap piece of wood, I was going to put back here. Although it's not very high, if you have a chipboard worktop, it'll probably come up to there. The one I got with this was no more than twice the height of that. It's very narrow, and I think they keep it narrow because wood would misshape. See the wee bit of bend that wood as it is. That's been lying outside. Real wood will distort, and the higher up you go. So it's just mainly when you set down stuff on your tabletop, it doesn't hit the wall. Well, that jug is hitting the wall there, like. But that's the only reason why you have that wee bit. So if I take that off the end there, that's how much smaller it's going to make it. It just about does it, because you lose the blade width. But it means I'm not really scraping to the wall as such. But if there is a minute gap, as the wall's not straight, and that's not a gap as such, that's the way they have the tabletop curved. But that wee bit of wood there you can afford, I'll just say for the sake of argument there now, this tabletop had to come out a wee bit because it's not fitting quite right. By the time you get your front leveled off, there's a slight wee gap, and that goes on there. That's the job, you see. Start on with instant nails or something like that. I'm going to glue this onto that with waterproof wood glue. Not them B&Q. All these backsplashes are all siliconed on except the wooden one. There's no silicone on the wooden one. They don't say what they're doing, I presume they glued it. So if I got a wee bit of gap, I can put the silicone behind, and you don't know where, if water does get behind, silicone can trap it in. It might be better just let the moisture will get there to get on down behind and dry out naturally. But ton with these worktops. That's it. I'm trying to get well, out of one piece of wood. So first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut. This is going to be the actual worktop that's going across here. So I'm going to cut that first, and if that works out, then I'll cut up this other piece for the uprights and whatever else I can get out of it. But I was relying on this saw to do the work for me. I don't know if that saw's going to go 5.5 inches. I need to check it 5.5 inches. That's what I need for the keyboard. It's the only way of getting dead straight lines. You can't really cut by hand because you wouldn't be able to keep the square edge on it. But do it by hand, I wouldn't be good enough to get a square edge. That's why it has to be electric saw. Got the table saw. You wouldn't really hold that board up straight enough to go through the table saw. It has to be this hand saw. Don't like using it. But nothing else to do, I have to do it. I'm about to cut this now. Brought the tabletop over and look what I see now. This wood is also split in here. Unbelievable that there, unbelievable. Not the light through it. I give up. How do I know them two's not going to start splitting? I've had this worktop sitting on top of these units, not screwed in, and here's the split here now, and you can see the daylight underneath. I was just about to cut the back off to scrape it. You see it doesn't go the whole way. That's the first board I got was the same. The split was just in the middle of the board. That's not to say it's split from the end. Trying to get through the B&Q again. I was given two numbers on my sales receipt. The one on the biro got through quicker than the other one. But it's not getting through quicker today, 98. It's over now. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:33 p.m.
What date is it, Alexa? Alexa, what date is it?
Today is Saturday the 2nd of September. Would you like to create a routine where I tell you the time every week on Monday, Thursday and Friday at 7:25 a.m?
No, thank you.
No problem.
So there we are, over now. So I'm going to try the original number now.
For an update on your delivery, choose 2. To place a new order or make a payment for an existing order, please press 3. And for anything else, stay on the line.
If anything else doesn't work, I'm going to try number 1. Update an order. Send this crap back.
Just to let you know, we can only discuss orders with the account holder, so if you're not them, we won't be able to access order information. We also sometimes record calls to make sure we're giving you the best possible service.
I'm not recording many calls, we don't answer the phone. I couldn't get through to the customer service of B&Q again. I did a couple of numbers. One was an hour 15 minutes and the other one was 35 minutes and one was 20 minutes. And then I rang up B&Q, Coleraine. Sent them on the photographs. Explain how to shot my photograph. Shows up better in video. If you have the video, you can see the light going through. First email I sent it to them, the video wouldn't send. Yahoo's used to send videos. Tried then send the video by Gmail, so I don't know if he's got it or not. But the result is he's going to send it now to his quality control, whatever it is. Where does that leave me now? Like, I was reading all the reviews, so I've opened them two tops up there. I was about to cut them. There's nothing wrong with them, but I can't fit two tops and not buy a third. This is my second faulty one. I needed 3 tabletops altogether. I've had 2 faulty ones. One has been replaced. So they're unwrapped now. You're supposed to unwrap them anyway and let them adjust to the kitchen you're going to set it in. If you put a spirit level on it, now we're not looking for levelness here, we're looking for warpness. The whole idea of cutting any natural wood you get wants to warp. That's what wood does, like, it warps. So what you do is I think a robot's put them together. You normally cut down the grain and you put, say your grain's going that way in one piece and then you do it the other way, the other piece. So when each individual one warps, your board stays level. So if I rub my hand over the top, I can feel that's not level. I don't mind that. That's natural wood. You're not going to get perfection on natural wood that you would with Formica. So if you close your eyes, you can feel it rippling. I don't have a problem with the rippling. If you get the odd wee dent, I don't have a problem. That's natural wood. People are used to perfection. But if it's done right, it shouldn't warp. And if you look at that, see, it's actually warping a bit. Now, depending on how much it warps, I had a wee light there, you see a gap there. You see the gap there? Whenever you put in a sink or a hob, it wants to stay square. So if it warps too much, and bearing in mind you don't know which way it's going to warp, I look at that there now, and she's warping that way. So I haven't fitted this yet, so that means I would fit that with the height bit up. But you see the wee bit of paint dropping that, because whenever you get a piece of wood, you check the face and the back. There's a wee imperfection there. So I was going to have that at the bottom. So when I was fitting this, I'd flip this board round because the other side is neater. But going by the way it's warping slightly, you'd want that to be the top because it's warping that way. You're not going to see that the day you bring it out of the pack right away. But that one's going back now because of that. Are they going to replace it, or do they just go on ahead and cut my losses, even if they don't give me the refund for them? Make bookcases or something out of them. But I don't want to have to go and rip all this out, sink and all that there, rip it all out in a year's time, because I think it's a 10-year warranty, 25-year warranty in the kitchens, 10-year on the worktop. You can see that's a manufacturing fault there, like. So there's no dispute it's a manufacturing fault, but what you can dispute is they might want to change all three. So I'll lay these flat now in my kitchen again, the way they should be. The plastic's off them now. I'll lay them as the instructions show you how to stack them, and I'll lay them as instructions, and I'll leave them for a couple of months. That's how I'm going to stack them now on the floor, out of the wrappers, and we'll see if they split. So I mightn't get this kitchen finished now to Christmas. I'm not risking putting them on and them splitting. So see the quality control. If the quality control give me the refund, the 3 worktops, I'll send them all back. I'll just buy Formica, because I can't be arsed with it, like. That's the glue. Whenever you glue wood together, the actual glue is stronger than the wood. So whenever wood splits, there should be splinters in there. It should be the actual wood should split, not the glue joint. So that's how it's normally done. My glue is normally stronger than wood, and bits is not the strongest of wood. So that glue should have been so tight that if there was so much tension that wanted to split, I should have split the wood down here, not along the glue joint. So there's something going wrong in the factory. But there's a lot of bad reviews on it, on B&Q. And I said it before I bought it, about the bad reviews. But yours are a bit different. Yours comes, what happens in the store, if you look here how they stack them, they're not stacked like that in the store. In the store they're stacked upright to save space. And that can cause them to warp slightly. But the ones in the factory will be stored like this, lying flat. And so yours will be grand, they're coming out in a store between 10 and 30 degrees. So none of that there's been all been adhered to. Not a word I use very often, is it, Luna, adhered to? But that's a YouTube video, I have to make an effort. I was telling you there, the minimums and all the rest, there's no writing at all. There's no writing on these instructions. You have to be able to interpret. So like there's the distance your hob has to be from a minimum of whatever millimeters it is. Maybe glasses. When you're putting a joint over a unit, you put it halfway over the unit. So if you're going to join a piece of wood, they don't want you to join it here, because the wood can shrink, you see. The wood can move. So they want you to put the joint right in the middle of a unit. But then you'd have your ties in to stop it splitting apart. I suppose if you're doing the ties, it has to be there, because you won't really join it there with the frame. So I kept my kitchen sample 2 straight runs. And I got, oh, no problem putting a tabletop on. I've never had a problem like this before. I've got my new sink and all too. I got my wee sink out here. Look at that, boys. This is unpacked. The box and that was badly damaged, like. My wee Frankie sink. Nice wee components and all that. Look at that wee overflow there, like. So, see, overflows from this bowl into that bowl, and then the overflow goes in that wee hole in there. But I don't want me things lying about now for months, like. I said the Frankie box was badly damaged, and I had to check the things was in it because it's damaged. I didn't know where they had packed them. They could have fell out. They were packed at the end of the box. But you think they might have tossed them in, so I had to check it was there. Wasn't screw. I got it from Screwfix. Screwfix B&Q is the same store, but Screwfix had it reduced. No fault to Screwfix. It was parcel force, whoever it was, lifted it, took it to the wrong distribution hub. So that held it up a couple of days. It was 5 days to get that. 48 hours delivery took 5 days. But it means it's been travelling more road miles and been loaded on the lorries and unloaded from lorries more than it should have been. So the box wasn't in the best condition. So I'm going to get these tabletops on here now. And hold it there, nothing I can do now. I spent more time, luckily the sun's shining, so I was lying sunbathing while the phone was ringing. Took ages. So I'll shove this tabletop back up in there again. You see, I'm starting to stock up the food already, like. That's how I do my shopping now, like. You know, get me buying one can or something. I'll buy it by the tray. Hey, look at this here, wee bargain hot at the minute. Look at that there. McVitie's chocolates are reduced. So I'm stocking up McVitie's chocolate. I've another 3 boxes to put away somewhere. Don't know if you might notice this or not. By the time people see this, the offer's over. That's pre-pandemic size of biscuits. I never bought the small bags. I always bought the big ones. 316 grams. If you go to Tesco, Asda now, it's 200 and something. They're selling twin packs of 200 and something. And they're ripping everybody off, charging more money and giving you less biscuits. So 30th of March, I'll be okay for biscuits up to 30th of March. I'll have them up before then. But so the sister rang me up and she says, you know, Spars have the twin pack for just £2. Is that cheap? I don't think it's cheap because the packs are that small. It's probably just normal. And I was trying to think, is it cheap, is it not? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'll bring 5 packs. Brought them. I seen it was 316. Oh, she should have got more. So all the stores, local stores, are all sold out. I work in Stavan there. So Spars and Ernie Road sold out. Spars and the Day Road is sold out. The Spar on the water side, the big one, we call them the big modern one, it's sold out. They sold out on Tuesday. The offer's on to this Sunday. Sold out on Tuesday. And the blog got this in Spars on from I can't mind, it's the road towards Kilfennan. And we Spar never in. Yeah, they had them. But they were limiting 6 per customer, but he got 2 boxes. Put one through one till one through another. So there you have it. Hasn't all gone bad today.